November 24, 1971, 8:13 p.m. Somewhere over the Pacific Northwest, a man steps out of the back of a Boeing 727 at 10,000 feet in freezing rain, wearing a business suit. He has $200,000 strapped to his chest. He is never seen again. For 50 years, the FBI has hunted him. Thousands of suspects, hundreds of leads, not one arrest. This is the only unsolved hijacking in American aviation history. And it's about to get stranger. Portland International Airport, Thanksgiving Eve, 1971. A man in his mid-40s walks to the ticket counter. Dark suit, black raincoat, sunglasses, despite the gray November sky. He gives his name as Dan Cooper. He buys a one-way ticket to Seattle. Flight 305, 36 minutes in the air. Nobody looks twice at him. That's the point. He orders a bourbon and soda before takeoff, lights a cigarette, waits. At 2:50 p.m., he hands flight attendant Florence Schaffner a note. She assumes it's a phone number. She's used to that. She's wrong. The note says he has a bomb in his briefcase. Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb. Florence looks at him. He opens the briefcase just enough. Red cylinders, wires, a battery. She believes him. This is where things get interesting. Cooper's demands are precise, almost rehearsed. $200,000 in unmarked $20 bills. 4 parachutes. A fuel truck waiting in Seattle. No police. No stalling. No tricks. The airline complies. They have no choice. 36 passengers are on board, and Cooper has made it clear he understands exactly what he's asking for. The plane circles Seattle for hours, burning time while the FBI scrambles. By nightfall, the money arrives. Real bills, but the serial numbers have been secretly recorded. 20 parachutes are gathered from a local skydiving school in case Cooper checks for tampering. He does check. He inspects every parachute personally. But that was just the beginning. Cooper releases the passengers and 2 flight attendants. He keeps the pilot, co-pilot, flight engineer, and 1 attendant, Tina Mucklow, on board. His new demand? Fly to Mexico City. Low altitude. Under 10,000 feet. Landing gear down. Flaps at 15 degrees. These aren't the requests of an amateur. These are the calculations of someone who has studied this aircraft. How did no one see this coming? 9,600 feet. Rain hammering the fuselage. Outside temperature, -7 degrees Celsius. Cooper orders the crew into the cockpit. Locks the door. He straps the money to his body, ties a parachute cord around his waist. At 8 p.m., the aft stairway of the 727 begins to lower, a feature unique to this aircraft, one Cooper specifically requested by name. At 8:13 p.m., a warning light flickers in the cockpit. The pressure in the cabin shifts. Someone has just left the aircraft. The crew doesn't see him jump. Nobody sees him jump. He steps into a Pacific Northwest thunderstorm at night over dense forest, wearing loafers and a business suit. The system made one fatal mistake. It let him choose the terms of his own disappearance. Within hours, the FBI launches what becomes the longest-running case in its history, Norjack. Search teams comb the forests of Southwest Washington. Helicopters, dogs, hundreds of agents. They find nothing. Nobody. No parachute. No suit. For years, leads pour in. Psychics, deathbed confessions, lookalikes across 3 states. Everyone collapses under scrutiny. Then, in 1980, an 8-year-old boy digging on the banks of the Columbia River unearths 3 decaying bundles of cash. 5,800. The serial numbers match Cooper's ransom exactly. It's the only physical evidence ever recovered. What happened next changed everything. The discovery reignites the case, but it deepens the mystery instead of solving it. If the money washed up here, did Cooper survive the jump? Did the money simply float free from a body lost in the river? Or did Cooper bury it himself years later to fake his own death a second time? The FBI investigates over 1,000 suspects. Richard McCoy, Kenneth Christensen, Robert Rackstraw, a former Army pilot with the skills, the motive, and a criminal record for fraud. None are ever charged. None are ever proven. In 2016, after 45 years, the FBI formally suspends active investigation of the case. Not solved, just closed. D.B. Cooper never fired a weapon. Never physically hurt a single passenger. And yet, he became the most successful skyjacker in American history, and possibly the only one who got away clean. His heist forced the aviation industry to change forever. Every airliner built after 1972 was retrofitted with a device now nicknamed the Cooper vane, a mechanism that makes it impossible to lower a plane's aft stairs mid-flight. You cannot do what Cooper did. Not anymore. Not on any commercial aircraft flying today. He didn't just commit a crime. He closed the door behind him, literally rewriting how airplanes are engineered. 50 years later, true crime forums still dissect his tie clip found on the plane for microscopic trace metals. Amateur investigators still hike the Washington wilderness with metal detectors. Was he a genius? A trained paratrooper? Or just a desperate man who got lucky in a storm and never got the chance to spend $1 of what he stole? Nobody knows. That's exactly why nobody stopped looking. Somewhere in the story of Dan Cooper is a simple, uncomfortable truth. Sometimes the perfect crime isn't the one you get away with. It's the one nobody can even prove happened at all.